Good day, everybody. I am John Henderson Pierre, the Beer Ramble. Once again, today we're looking at Pumpkick. It's been a while since I've done a review. Life, stuff happens. But anyway, we're looking at Pumpkick, pumpkin ale from our friends at New Belgium. Why am I doing a pumpkin ale in January? February, even though the season has passed, because it was 99 cents at the hookup store I know of in Mobile. Won't mention the place because I like the guy and he's a real cool dude. Anywho, 6% ABV. It is a pumpkin ale. Good score on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. Nice frothy head. To make this review pretty quick. Good score on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. The bro's given an excellent score as well. As you can see what the beer looks like. Very nice, as you can see. Not bad. Unique. Yes. Nice little froth head. Nice little spice. Typical. Nice aroma. All the senses of feeling of you're eating a pumpkin pie is all there. Cinnamon, nutmeg, definitely some ginger in this, but all three, your typical holiday, Thanksgiving, recipes that would be prepared during that time. So a little hint of brown sugar in this, maybe some molasses, but not much. But most of the cinnamon, all spices, cinnamon, coriander, nutmeg, is all in there in this. So down the hatch. Refreshing. 6% ain't bad. Nothing too overly extended on this, but decent enough. Any sentiment? Look, I still see maybe some. Don't see anything in this here that's off-putting about it. It's not bad. Really, I thought maybe some particles were down on the bottom of this beer. We know about New Belgium, the brewery, based in Colorado. They've been out there forever. Fort Collins. They began to move further out east, mostly besides Colorado and all the places out in the West Coast, Montana and throughout the Rockies and California and Oregon, places like that, Nevada. They've had a pretty good tradition of making pretty good beers. The Fat Tire, of course. The Pumpkick is one of their seasonals, of many seasonals that they have throughout the year, and of other beers they put out over the years. Their Ranger IPA. I mentioned that. They have the Amber Ale. They have the Paddle. A lot of good beers within the company. Again, they began to move further out east about 2013, 2014, 2013. They arrived here in the Mobile area. I think it's going to be 2014 because there was a big ice storm that we had here about 3 years ago. Around this time, actually, it was 2014. It was pretty big, and I remember around that time that the folks from Fort Collins, and they were on a radio show, a talk show, 106.5, talking to one of the hosts. somebody, one of the talk show hosts, and Sean Sullivan, yeah, um, Midday Mobile, and they were talking about their new beer and whatnot. And around that time, we had an ice storm here in Mobile. But anyway, we've had it here in Alabama. All their brands and their seasonals and whatnot, and also they have a variety pack they put out too. So, um, of course, this comes out around that time, and the place I bought this was, you know, it's kind of been around for a while. But again, he was selling it for 99 cents. I bought it, and 99 cents. I can't pass that up, you know. But um, it's like I said, all those flavors that I mentioned are all in on the side of that aisle. But for 6%, it's pretty good. Not overly boozy, but I think good enough that you could drink maybe two, three of these. And again, if you're out there, again, perfect for Thanksgiving dinner, Halloween, and maybe even probably late winter going into Christmas time. You can still probably sip on this, and we'll pair with all the meals that you're serving around that time. Um, you know, this is a decent beverage. Nothing off-putting about it. Nothing that can say that it's like this is trash and horrible. It's quite good and mm, nice lacing on top. I just have my thing. I could drink these pumpkin ales, and there was another one I'd had from Stevens Point Brewery, another pumpkin ale that I thought was just as good, but that had a little more booze in it. I think it was about 9% alcohol. So um, there's some that people will who would rather prefer that than the Oktoberfest. The Oktoberfest to me are just a little. I wouldn't say they're bad, but they're just not something I'm going to get. Then most of them tend to be light and for the style. And I mean, I like light beer. I mean, I like all beers, but this style, these ales, I think have bring more character to it than the Oktoberfest or the Oktoberfest Marzen style, if that makes any sense. I just think that they're a little more flavorful. These pumpkin ales. So um, yeah. Pair this. I say even make this a dessert beer if you could, if you want to. I mean, it can go well with anything. So I won't go on about it past my time. I mean, it's a good pumpkin ale. I I could see it getting again for maybe for a couple of bottles. A 6 pack, I probably won't do that. You know, maybe 2 bottles I can buy, but I won't buy a 6 pack of it. That's just no, won't do. Um, I'm gonna say it is a good score. I will give it about the same grade, a B, and it's good. So that'd be an 8.5 right there for me. B minus, B plus, whichever. So if you had the Pumpkick and it deserves a B plus score or not, leave your thoughts and comments on the bottom. So this is a good pumpkin ale that I would recommend buying again and for you guys to try. John Henderson Pierre, the Beer Rambleton. You keep on watching, and as always, cheers. Bang.